As the squeaking of this chair would imply, it's time for the daily. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, January 2nd, and the year is 2012. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. It is Day 9 Daily, number 393, where we learn to be a better gamer. And my God, one of my New Year's resolutions is, of course, to oil this chair, or maybe to get a new one, because few things interrupt SC2 as much as this. Let's talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. Yes! Now, first of all, I'm sure many of you have amazing exercise and dieting goals, which will no doubt evaporate within the week. However, the more important one is the StarCraft 2 goals. Ah, that's right. I know many fine folk out there in the midst of no school and winter break have elected to announce epic and incredible goals of undeniable proportions for the coming year. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm so excited to get inspired because everyone always has varying problems of varying levels. And I've been asking a lot of people what their goals are for StarCraft 2 via Twitter and was getting a huge amount of replies of really surprising variety. And it's the variety that most got to me, because I was kind of assuming a lot of people would have just the general, want to increase my league, want to get better in this. But a lot of people were like, I want to play 5 games a day. Someone was like, I want to rewatch every replay afterwards. Other people, of course, had the usual, I want to try to level up. So what we're going to do today is look at all your wonderful New Year's resolutions. Yeah! In today's daily, we're going to review 6, yes, count it, 6 replays that you submitted of you having a little bit of a struggle bear game, asking some questions why, and most importantly, sharing your New Year's resolutions. We're going to begin with 2 Platinum players, a Zerg player who's having trouble with those transitions, a Protoss player who struggles from recovering from early aggression. We're going to watch a gold and a silver level player, the gold player who doesn't quite know the next steps to improve, the silver player who's unsure of what unit composition he should use in Terran vs. Protoss. We're going to wrap it up with a diamond and master level player, where the diamond level player is trying a new strategy, the master level player is worried that he has leaks in his strategies that he just can't find. And as a result, we will be able to examine a full breadth of various things in StarCraft 2. Yay! And we're going to go through them, and I'm really excited. And I just want to let all of you know that because Markio is amazing, he has a question grabber, which I always have open on this here window to the left. And if you'd be so kind as to ping me with your New Year's resolutions for SC2, I can even read some of them out loud. So I actually want to begin with that while I tell you a little bit of mine. Whoopsie daisies, almost closed the question grabber. There we go, logging right on in. I wanted to say that my New Year's resolution is to play at least 10 games a day. That's my goal. 10 games a day, 5 days a week. The reason I do 5 days a week is because a lot of times I am on an airplane in another state, so that makes it fairly hard to hit my computer. And here's the other one. I have to exercise before I'm allowed to play. How absurd is that? As a matter of fact, there's again, this amazing book called The Art of Learning. It's actually linked on this Twitch TV page, twitch.tv/day9tv at the bottom. And he said that in a lot of his chess tournaments, he'd have a really hard time focusing and his brain felt cloudy. So what he would do is leave the tournament area, go sprint really quickly for like 30 seconds to a minute, and come back with his heart pounding a little sweaty, and then he could focus again. And I was actually having kind of a similar issue, where my brain wasn't quite functioning properly before the daily. So I went outside and did jumping jacks in my driveway, and now I feel great. Ha! And I want to do that before every daily. Let's go ahead and refresh and just hear some of those goals for the new year. That is so awesome. Hey, oh yes, Big Bad Green 128. I love this one. My resolution is to increase my skills enough to win the weekly tourney I enter on Zeek.com. Z33K, great site, tons of tournaments running on it. Clear goal that we want to do. Yeah, all right. What else is here? Markio Choa says his New Year's resolution is to be masters by the end of year. Masters of Computer Science, that is. Hey, yo! Doesn't bother me that much, because you know what, Markio, who programmed this very question grabber, you're the Masters League in my heart. Go for gold. What else is there? Oh, PNTTBLK, which I assume is Pntbulk. Day 9, I resolved to play more than one game per season. You know what? You should. I think everyone watching right now can play 3 games a day. Just make yourself play 3 games a day for the next 5 days, starting right after this daily. Yeah, do it. Just press that find match button 3 times. Just get used to that feeling of all the stress and strain and all that sorts of good stuff. I'm so excited. We're going to be looking at some more New Year's resolutions as we progress through today's daily. But most importantly, get inspired, get pumped. And now let's hop into Scopy, who you may know is the guy who nuked me when we were playing mono battles. Scopy is here in the right position. He's a platinum level player. Let me actually pop over here to my notepad document. Yeah, he's a mid-platinum player, and his goal is to be diamond or masters this season. The big issue he struggles with is transitioning in the mid and late game. Now, I've paused it right here. We're at about 6 minutes and 31 seconds, and the sound is... Yes, the sound is enabled. What a wonderful way to begin the new year. So, here's an obvious spot that we end up in a lot in this matchup. What do we do now? We got our 3 bases coming up. And the first thing that I wanted to note is Scopy kind of has some high money. I think he builds a Roach Warren and then he cancels it immediately. Is that what happens? He did build a Roach Warren earlier and then cancel it. Nope, looks like he is going to complete it. Takes another expand, building some Overlords, building another Queen. Now, I, for instance, can tell you right off the bat, this is not safe. Right off the bat, I can tell you this isn't safe. Simple reason why? Well, we're about to have a Void Ray pop out, and I don't think we can actually get enough Queens there in time. But there's this weird, scary thing that happens that I call too much money-itis, because I'm clever. This is what happens when your macro, or I guess, I don't even want to say your macro, your money just gets high, and you just try to throw out ways to spend it with no real pattern. It's more of a realization in the game. Oh, look at all that money. I guess I should spend it on expanding. And this is something that I think a lot of people in that platinum range experience, gold and platinum, that they have a lot of money, they don't quite know what to do, and it feels like there's a lot of possibilities. Always spend your money on the obvious junk first. What you'll find a lot of the time is that you have a lot of larvae kind of hanging out here. Are there any more larvae there? No, but I think, yeah, we got some larvae about to pop off on that thing. You'll be surprised to find that if you just start really downing your money on the obvious stuff, the really obvious stuff, you will get broke real quick, and you won't even be able to make this potential mistake. So great. Now, that's just one thing that I briefly wanted to touch on with Scopy, but let's go ahead and note why Scopy is totally kick-ass and awesome, right? He is getting the multiple expansions up. His gas timings are absolutely immaculate. Love those gas timings. He's getting a good drone saturation going. He's going to be going for that Roach Hydra mixture. And the usual thing that we know and love, Roach Hydraless aggression in the mid-game. His expansion appears to be under some serious fire. But he doesn't panic. He just pulls those drones comfortably. He's in a little bit of an awkward spot, but you know what? He's still ahead in the food count. And hey, this base down here actually ended up helping him quite a bit. And this is something that I think is very important to do as we start off the new year, to talk about all things that are awesome about the players that we're going to check out today. So what we're seeing Scopy in right now is classic Roach Hydra mode. This is something that I think pretty much everybody in the good old gold and platinum range experience, where they're building the right stuff. I mean, in my eyes, Scopy looks very Stefano-like in this game. Go Scopy. Yeah. Oh, Scopy Micro ain't taking any damage. And a question right now for us is what next? I want to speed the game up to my favorite speed. I call it encoder danger zone speed. I'm going to go up to ×8, where you will experience all sorts of wonderful webulous lag. At this point in time, when do we get a hive? What should we be building with the hive? What do we do? I mean, we have an infestation pit coming out, and it's kind of late, and we're running around with this army. We don't really know what to do. Oh gosh, well, we're pulling it back. Looks like we're still making some hatches. Our money's high, but of course we're maxed. What to do? What to do? Frowny poo. Cool, I'm rhyming. I would just go straight from problem to action item. Don't know what to tech to, don't know when to transition. First of all, the number one step, I feel, is to just tech. Just decide on a tech path before you ever enter the matchup, and just go with it. Like, I will go to Broodlords. That's a pretty damn effective tech path. But the one extra step I want you to do, all you beautiful Platinum folk, is any single time you have a tech like this, Infestation Pit, which leads me to Hive and Broodlords, anytime you have that, link it to something early on. Here's a really simple one. Anytime you go to take a 4th hatch at a 4th base, anytime you are taking a 4th base, immediately build the Evolution Chamber in the Spire. Boom. We have suddenly compacted everything into one nice, neat little package. It's not, when do I take the 4th expansion? When do I tech? When do I build the Spire? We're going to do absolutely all of them at the same time. So whenever I choose one, I choose all of them. Bam! This is a great, great thing to do pretty much at any level. If you're wondering, when should I build these gateways? Connect it to something. I will build 2 more gateways right when I start my upgrade. Link things together. Linking is one of the greatest, greatest tools to solving this issue of what the hell do I transition to? Ha! New Year's resolutions coming right along. I'm actually going to step into a completely different game with a different player and a different issue. A gentleman by the name of Metal Teeth. He is a Platinum Protoss, and Metal Teeth wants to hit Diamond. Our little Platinum Tossie wants to hit Diamond, and he wants to do some casting. Yeah! I love that. For 2 reasons. One, because a little bit biased towards the casting. I think casting's pretty sweet. But also, with casting, you have to slow your thought process down to talking speed. And that always helps. That helps me, at least, because, hell, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know, but when I start watching and burbling away, money time. Metal Teeth. His issue that he is struggling with, the Struggle Bear mode, is he does not quite know what to do with early pressure. So we're going to go to the Metal Teeth cam. He goes and he builds his pylon. Everything is as expected. There's the forge going down. He steps into his opponent's base and sees a pool. Nothing too frightening about that. Zergs build spawning pools. He builds some photon cannons. Now, per expectation, we could say things about building placement. I don't want to. Instead, I want to say, Metal Teeth, you are early expanding in basically the spot-on money order. Love it. Sending out a probe. Love this timing of the probe, because there's no way he can have Zergling speed yet, so we just march right on in. We see some roaches. Oh no. Metal Teeth. Metal Teeth instantly under pressure. So, Metal Teeth is going to do the expected response. He's going to immediately begin building some photon cannons as quickly as he can, and thank goodness the Zerg player just doesn't run by. He instead stays here right by our cannons. God bless Zergus. But I'm sure many of you experience this, where you have this sort of icky, grody feeling right at this point in time, where you're getting attacked and you are somehow thrown off kilter. Metal Teeth is a Platinum Protoss, which means he's pretty decently high up there on dat ladderings. But even with that said, this can be an extremely alarming experience all the way up to Masters and Grandmasters. If there's an attack time you weren't expecting, you see more stuff rolling in, you lose your core before the warp gate gets finished. These are all things that can feel super duper rattling. However, because Metal Teeth set his New Year's resolution to hitting Diamond, and of course because Metal Teeth is our absolute favorite Platinum Protoss player in the whole wide world, we know there's no issue for our good friend Mr. Metal Teeth for being able to defend this push. And the important question is, what comes next? Well, yuck! As we continue on, more disruption, etc., etc. Not opening up this production tab too much at this point in time. But fortunately, we're going to see Metal Teeth barely keep this Nexus alive, which is certainly better than nothing. Now, here's the scary part. We now have to begin the process of reconstruction. We have just been ravaged by the forces of Zerg war. What do we do? For any of you experiencing early pressure, and especially for the lovely Metal Teeth. For the record, I wonder if Metal Teeth has braces. If you do, yeah. I wonder if any of you had braces for a long time. I'm just curious. I'm actually just going to change the subject. It's fine. But the braces for the extremely long time thing, when your braces got removed, I couldn't stop licking my teeth. Just like, I was so used to there being this like a giant contraption locked into my head. And I've avoided it. And then I managed to hit the Diamond League of Cool. Yeah. Still got to hit Masters and Grandmasters. But still. So, Metal Teeth looking so good. At this point in time, it's very easy to think that you're way the hell far behind. Now, we're going to watch Metal Teeth do something that I know you do. I know you do, because everyone does it. We end up getting some stuff up. We end up getting our Stalkers, and then we just go for it, right? We go for this huge, giganto counter-attack response. Now, how many of you do something like this? I'm going to start saying things, and I know you do it, because everyone does it, and I do it, everyone does it. Even, hell, most of the people in GSL, it even happened last night a couple times. Some of the following. You get bunker rushed, you hold it, and you send all your Zerglings to go counterattack. You get proxy gated, and you defend it, and you send all your Marines over to try to counterattack. In this case, roaches come in, do some damage, and right when you get some forces up, you immediately go to counterattack. Let's go ahead and take that and redo it, because I'm sure this happens to you, where you send your Zerglings to counterattack, you send some of your other forces to counterattack, and oh, that did not go nearly as well as expected. Ew. At this point in time, it's very easy to convince yourself that Zerg is unstoppable. What if they send roaches early, bust your door down, and then you go to counterattack and there's no solution? Oh. I'm going to turn it into an action item for all you Platinum players out there. I'm talking to you Golds and Platinums out there. Anytime you withstand a crazy attack from your opponent, where he hurls a lot of stuff at you, you must first expand before you attack or do any sort of counter pressure. I impose that on you. What Metal Teeth would have definitely benefited from doing is building up some stuff, taking this third, and then thinking about going in and doing some attack. If we actually come over here to Zergus's base, he hasn't even started speed. He doesn't really have the most insane economy. I mean, he hasn't even started a third base. He just happens to have a lot of units at the front. I think this is something that all you beautiful New Year's resolutioners in the Platinum and Gold League don't counter-aggress so much. After you hold off a scary attack, get ready to expand. Let's keep watching Metal Teeth. Metal Teeth was all alarmed. He didn't quite know how to recover. He was talking about going into a macro game, trying to get up the right composition of Blink Stalkers and Archons. And by the way, anytime you're behind as a Protoss and you build yourself a Dark Shrine, that's just awesome. Because then you can get the incredible win in the vein of my good buddy Mantra. Tristan, who always successfully DT counterattacks when he is way the hell behind. Cool. Now, we're going to see Metal Teeth recoil back into a defensive position. This is the storyline. This is the story. I know you've done this, because everyone does this. You get attacked, you counterattack, it doesn't work, you're screwed, and you're like, ugh, better sit on my ass and build stuff up. Imagine if this was the first thing Metal Teeth did, was just build up and then get ready to expand. Imagine all those extra Stalkers that are in this Units Lost tab in the Abyss. Imagine if they were all sitting up here with the rest of this army. Metal Teeth has a ton of gateways, so he is certainly going to be ending up with a large army. Boom. Metal Teeth is not actually that far behind. If we actually look at the Units tab, it's this mostly Roach army. It's a pretty substantial Roach army, but Metal Teeth can get some good force fields off. He has some blink. Metal Teeth right now is actually in good shape. Metal Teeth did a great job recovering. He's building all the right upgrades, getting blink, getting these DTs out to do a little harassment, morphing some into Archons. He's getting his third up. Metal Teeth gets it. Metal Teeth is building the right stuff. Never let the flusteredness of the early game convince you that you somehow aren't doing the right thing later on, because right now, Metal Teeth is looking good in an absolute sense. His upgrades are, yeah, they're way better than the opponent's. His opponent, wow, is actually behind on workers. Whoa, what else is going awesome for Metal Teeth? Yeah, look at this. Range is done, but Burrow, no, nothing like that. Looking fantastic. Now Metal Teeth, who sadly ends up going ahead to lose this game. Never forget, if you just have a little more patience in that early game, and once you hold off that scary big attack, just sit down, expand, and then just do what you're doing. Metal Teeth, I guarantee you, you are going to hit the good old Diamond League and soon be on to Masters, and eventually that after Grandmasters. Oh yeah, I believe, baby. Now, a lot of what we have done in part 1 thus far is take some of those New Year's resolutions, churn them into to-do items. We saw Metal Teeth say he's, wants to get into Diamond, wants to try to cast a little more cool, and in this particular game, one issue he was dealing with is this early pressure. What did we do? We took the early pressure problem and we turned it into action. Yes. We took this and said every time you withhold? No, that's what you do. That's what you do with tax returns. Let me try that again. Every time you withstand an early attack, build some stuff, expand, and then you are allowed to attack. But don't attack until then. That is what I would like to say to you Gold and Platinum Leaguers. And what we're going to do in part number 2 is step into the Bronze and Silver range. And I know there's some of you beautiful Bronze and Silver folk who are passionate SC2 observers, but every time you hover your mouse over that scary Find Match button, it always finds a way to Alt-Tab and open up Liquid Heroes Stream. We're going to talk a little bit about how to avoid that in part number 2 of the New Year's Resolution Day 9 Daily. Oh yeah. Oh yes.